Grace and peace, beautiful spirits, grace and peace. I hope all is beautiful within the world that you're experiencing. If this is your first time coming across my page, welcome. If you're already subscribed, I appreciate you. Know that I love you, and you keep me motivated to continue to tell my story the way that I need to tell the story, rather than giving watered down versions of it. To my new subscribers, I know that you've been coming in, you know what I'm saying, in the last couple of days. I definitely appreciate you. I'm happy that you're here. It's going to be a different type of language to some. For those who already know, I was brought into your world to help create positive change. And within that, as you listen to my messages, if you listen to my message with the carnal mindset, you may not get anything from it. But if you listen to my message with the religious mindset, you may get some things from it. But if you come in here and listen to with the spiritual mindset, you're going to grasp certain ideas to help you equip with whatever it is that you are going through. You know what I'm saying? We are all in different seasons, and that's how, it's set up by design. It's just like thinking about going to church. There's always one pastor, one message, spread it over the multitudes that's in that particular service, and each individual within that particular service is going to is going to extract out of that message on behalf of what particular season that they're actually experiencing. So with all that being said, over the years, I'm about to start to talk about a certain timeline within my life. You know how the Matrix says YOLO. I'm sure that you've heard that years ago. You're probably still using it yourself. YOLO means you only live once. But I don't believe that you only live once, because within your timeline, if you think about it, within your lifespan, every relationship that you've accumulated throughout your particular timeline you have lived a specific way or have specific thoughts on behalf, just like, for instance, okay, every relationship, you live a certain type of lifestyle with each individual. But at the same time, until you grasp the understanding of why you and that individual are actually encountering each other, then you're going to miss the whole particular lesson that you were supposed to get. Just like in previous messages, if you're brand new, I've mentioned that every relationship is like a school that you're attending, okay? And in that particular school, regardless of your background, high school or college, every person is just either whatever their last name is the high school you're attending or the university that you're attending. So within this timeline, what are you actually learning from all the schools that you are basically investing your time into? Because time actually matters within this particular realm. Now, that might be something that you ain't never heard before. And I remember when I first got the download of it, I'm like, wow. So to go a little deeper into that, some people didn't go to college. Some people didn't graduate high school, but they thought that since I didn't graduate high school, or I graduated high school and I didn't go to college, or I went to college, but I ended up quitting due to something that was happening within the family at that specific time, or I ended up dropping out and I just don't see myself going to school. Well, any person that you've ever heard, or maybe you may be that same person, at that point, you made yourself believe that you wasn't enrolled in school anymore, when strategically every person that you meet is an actual school that you have to learn from. And once you get the learning from that school, once you graduate from that particular school, you continue on with the journey. Within this timeline, there's some way, somehow, that all of a sudden it became a finger pointing situation. But if you think within that finger pointing situation, that was something that you were programmed to do by the individuals that you watched. Just like, for instance, what I spoke about in my previous stories with my truth. Your parents, what you learn from them, you were programmed to learn on behalf of what they learn. But you're another generation that's every generation supposed to get better and better and better. But some way, somehow, that changed years ago. You heard, man? But just like the Bible talks about, and that's like one of my favorite scriptures, that many are called, but few are chosen. But within that many are called, there's a lot of people that didn't answer the call before you came here. And there's strategic things that you are cursed with on behalf of something that somebody else did about 3 or 4 generations ago. And you've never been told this. So it's not only about repenting for your sins, you have to repent for the things that someone else did within their lineage. Now, watch this, because I want you to fully understand what I'm about to say. Now, within this journey, I've been here on YouTube, and I've been listening to so many different teachers, so many beautiful teachers that are speaking on the category of narcissism. Now, I'm about to start speaking on the category of narcissism or narcissist, but I'm going to have a twist on behalf of what nobody else I've heard has been saying. So bear with me. Now, there's going to be people or spirits who are going to know me, okay? And those that know me, they're going to use the carnal mind, unfortunately, and on behalf of what I'm going to say as far as these particular lessons. Now, understand they may come inside the comment section trying to speak their truth, but their truth has been a strategic truth. Just like, for instance, every individual. Now, this may be your first time hearing the word narcissist, which is cool. That's the reason why I came, because I'm trying to get my family out of bondage as well, to the point to where you're now going to have the full understanding that it's a chance that either one of your parents was a narcissist, one of your aunties or uncles was a narcissist, or one of your brothers or sisters was a narcissist, or one of your counterparts, or one of your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. But on every teacher that's on here, they basically all saying the same things. It's like they'll go and watch somebody else's, message, and then coming back and recreated it for their particular audience. Well, this particular audience is going to hear some things that nobody is actually talking about because it's all about them saying, they're this and they're that, and, be mindful of this and being mindful of that. Yes, you have to be mindful of this and mindful of that, but nobody's actually talking about what I'm about to talk about. If you think about it, the question that you need to ask, let's say you are currently with a narcissist, okay? You have the understanding, you've been watching other clips, and you're with a narcissist, and these particular teachers are trying to help you heal from your particular situation. But the moral to it is, some of them will say they was raised by a narcissist in order for them to become a narcissist. But I don't believe that. You heard me? Check this out. When you came into this world, you came in pure, to the point to where one day within your timeline, you ended up having sex for the first time. Now, within you having sex for the first time, if both of you individuals wasn't both virgins, then that means male and female, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna just call it what it is. If both of you wasn't virgins, I'm about to show you something. Then if you let somebody enter you, or you entered someone else that already had a body count, within that particular body count, it opens up portals for other spirits, especially if that individual watches pornography and has you know what I'm saying, that sex alone. You heard me? So really think about that. Every individual that you've ever had sex with, whatever they was doing in the dark that you didn't pay attention to whenever y'all met, because you got to understand, there's a lot of people that don't even think like this. They only think of that individual in lust. To the ladies that's out there, if y'all think about it, every male that you've ever encountered lusts over you before he loved you, to the point to where you never knew if that particular individual actually loved you. So think about the situation with the narcissist. Where did that particular attribute, because that's all it is, because this world is like a video game. You have certain attributes that you possess that you get from other situations, and you're carrying these particular attributes, especially if you still have soul ties, trauma bonds from your childhood. It doesn't have to always be with the family, is what I'm saying. But strategically, how did anybody in the family become a narcissist? Because I know there's going to be a multitude that's going to come in and they're going to hear this and they're going to be like, man, I never thought about it like that. Let's say you know that you have an aunt or an uncle that's a narcissist after you've been watching this stuff. Where did they get it from? Because now you're starting to think, well, was it my mom or my dad or my grandmother or my grandfather? No, you got to think. The devil works in strategic ways. So with the narcissist that I had, I can't fault that particular individual for the operation, because let me show you something. Anyone who have ever believed what the narcissist was saying, we was all in the same boat anyway, because you was considered as a victim of the victim. Now, the victim wanted you to laugh at their victim, when strategically that victim was laughing at you because they were using you as well as the masses as a source of energy. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? You're only being used as a source of energy, to the point to where if you never see it like that, think about it. I know this is going to hurt, because some people have been friends with narcissists for X amount of years. I'm 40. So let's say if I had a narcissist friend, which I found out that I did have narcissist friends as I was in the school trying to learn, even when I didn't know, because there's a reason why that individual came into my life. Now, you may have heard whatever you heard, but at the same time, I chose this particular lesson before I came into this world to conquer it and to help set my family free, as well as anybody else that I come in contact with. But strategically, I can't help everybody. And it's just like in the Bible, it says that certain people would never unharden their hearts or their minds. I don't know how it go, but it's something on their particular lines. Although I'm going to start to openly talk about this, there's still individuals that will never believe. But the hard part of it is they still won't understand that they have been only being used as a source for the benefit of this particular entity. You heard me? So I know it's hard. I know that hurts, but think about it. You laughed with the individual all this time. You even probably went and did that triangulation by strategically going out and seek the individual for them to make their job easy, when all in all, you were just being used to the point to where there's so many people, quote unquote, that still don't believe that the biggest scam in this world is a job. So you'll find different scams on social media and identify them, but you won't find the actual scam that's right there in the mirror. You heard me? You're living the life of a scam to the point to where that spirit is reigning supreme over you as well as your family, because you got to think, if you're doing things of that caliber, it has to fall on your children too. You heard me? Well, how will it fall on my children? Because you're now possessing the characteristics of the narcissist. And then you're going to take that either to your children or to your next relationship or the relationship that you're in. You heard me? It's way much bigger than what some people are saying through these particular airwaves. But if you choose not to listen to none of this, it's cool, because everybody has their purpose for coming into this world. Now, a lot of times you'll hear the situation about there's pee in the pool, the dating pool. Well, yeah, there is pee, because these spirits get the chance to actually hide amongst the living. You heard me? Now understand, it's not that they're bad people at all, because it was really a blessing. It was a blessing to me. It's still a blessing to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I got my understanding in this particular lifespan. You heard me? To the point to where strategically my son had to get involved within this manipulation type of tactic, within this triangulation type of tactic. So my son was in the same, or is in the same thing that you in too. But y'all are being taught to strategically look at someone else when all in all you're getting laughed at. It's ridiculous. Man, why you didn't come and say this so soon? For what? You know what I'm saying? What is the actual purpose? Because as I mentioned in one of my my previous videos, the game is always going to go on regardless on if you in it or not. You heard me? Really think about it. Take the time to really look at your friendships and see which friendship is you doing all the talking while that individual is doing all the listening. Because while they're doing all the listening, you have to understand all you're doing is giving your energy. And that's all they're doing. They're receiving it. You heard me? They're listening closely. Listening closely to try to figure out where they can have the upper hand on you. They know all your weaknesses, and that gives them strength. There's so much more that I'm going to teach y'all. You heard me? I see I'm at the 19-minute mark, but I hope that there was something that was said that's going to help you change the trajectory of this. Because as I've mentioned, the carnal mindset, the religious mindset, the spiritual mindset, I may help you be able to move from one to the other. But you got to want it for yourself, because I know I can't help everybody. And my spirit attracts light and dark. I have that full understanding now. But anyway, I love y'all, man, and grace and peace.